Guess what I said? Man, I don't want to talk no more. I'm gonna sit down and talk to her. If Jay Prince want to sit down and talk to me, I'm bringing the FBI and the police.
I never will. I don't know what type of town let one mother run something. That's a weak town. Don't know one mother run nothing in Dallas nor Fort Worth.
No wonder they mob ties. No wonder everybody got to check in, y'all. Now I'm checking in with the police department. Police department told me, hey man, you got a problem with Mr. James Prince. Austin, we hear you got a problem with James Prince. Like a bunch of to me. I see.
But he don't have a mob. And he not a mafia.
You know, quote unquote celebrities checking in and things like that. I feel like a lot of people when
make that white boy check in. Yeah, make the white boy motorcycle game, homie. Nah, Houston is a player town, homie. Long as you don't check in to Jay Prince Jr. Jay Prince Jr. Everything happened around him, boy. Not the city of Houston.
When Charleston White targets someone, it's never just talk. It's a full-blown storm waiting to explode. This time, his fury is aimed squarely at Jay Prince Sr. and Jay Prince Jr., two of Houston's most powerful and respected figures. And things are getting personal fast. What began as a simple postponed event has now spiraled into serious accusations, control, politics, and outright manipulation, shaking the city's streets.
Y'all, I just got the call from the Houston's mayor's office and the gang unit police department in Houston, Texas. They are scared of rap a lot. And this is what I'm telling the Houston Police Department. Y'all can suck my...
Now everyone's asking, is Charleston really pulling back the curtain on what others are too afraid to expose? Or is he digging himself into a hole too deep to climb out of? He even went online saying, I promise God, y'all, I just got the call. And when he said that, people knew things were about to get ugly.
Jay Prince really don't run Houston. He's been a mythical figure in the entertainment hip hop culture world. But in the streets, in the prison systems, he's not recognized and identified.
Because when a man like Charleston White calls out the princes, it's not for clicks, it's war. What exactly does he know that we don't? Born and raised in Texas, Charleston's life has been one wild ride, from the streets to prison to becoming a loud, unfiltered voice for both truth and chaos online.
Of Houston saying, hey, we hear there's some issue with Charleston White and James Prince. Don't you think it's a little too early to have this conflict? She said, well, listen, I'm not stopping my event. I ain't stopping my event. I got a black male that's scared of James Prince. I bet if it was a white person, they wouldn't be scared of Rap A Lot Records. I bet they got a black police chief. You better keep jumping on. You better keep jumping on. Cause I'm one of you ESG. I'm telling mob ties. Rap A Lot, y'all can suck my. Do y'all hear that woman's voice? Do y'all hear the pain in that woman's voice? Now you knowing this was a goddamn kids event for over a month. But because Jay Prince, because I refused to sit down with you, y'all called my manager and I told you sitting down with.
And now, with his latest rant aimed directly at Houston's royal family, people can't help but wonder, is this about to blow the city wide open? Charleston White never hides his scars. He's been brutally honest about his time in prison and how it completely changed his view of the world. Today, he walks a fine line between being a motivational speaker and a full-blown shock jock, spitting raw truths mixed with hard life lessons. He'll call out corruption, fake street codes, and pure hypocrisy without blinking an eye. To some, he's a living warning turned watchdog, a man who escaped the system and came back ready to expose every dirty secret he can find. But let's be real. His unapologetic attitude splits people down the middle. Oh, is Charleston really helping to rebuild broken communities? Or is he just stirring up chaos for the spotlight? That's the question burning across social media right now. And to truly understand the fire he's throwing, you have to know who he's aiming at. The Prince family. Jay Prince Sr. isn't just another record label boss. He's the man who built Rap A Lot Records, the empire that put Southern rap on the map and made Houston a powerhouse in hip-hop. But his influence stretches far beyond music. This man commands respect everywhere, from boardrooms to backstreets to block parties. Then there's his son, Jay Prince Jr., who's carved his own lane as a leader of the new generation. He's expanded the family's name beyond music, into business, nightlife, and the iconic mob ties movement, a symbol of Houston's deep cultural rhythm. Together, father and son stand as living legends, blending power, legacy, and influence that reach from the studio to the streets and even into politics. And now, Charleston White is calling them out. The question is, why now?
Tell you how weak mob ties is. There's no such thing as a mob ties. It's a fictitious name. They're not a mob. Mob ties is like the white boy from Malibu Most Wanted. Jay Prince Jr. and his son, they like the Malibu from Most Wanted. They're not no real gangsters.
The real reason the world can't look away from the Charleston White versus Prince family showdown is because it's deeper than just a clash of egos. It's a collision of entire narratives. On one side, you have Charleston White, the reformer, the provocateur, the raw truth teller who lives to expose what others keep buried. On the other, you have the Princes, symbols of Houston's legacy, power, and the old-school code that built the city's reputation in the rap game. When rebellion meets royalty, sparks don't just fly, they explode.
He got a whole half foot. So I was working with an organization that works against an organization that has. I ain't had no comedy show. James Prince didn't stop nothing. The city of Houston called. That's how big I am. Jay Prince used his political bribes, and everybody knows the police department is on James Prince Rap-A-Lot record.
Charleston isn't just throwing shade, he's throwing grenades. He's coming straight for James Prince Sr., the respected founder of Rap-A-Lot Records, a man many consider a cornerstone of Southern hip-hop itself. And his son, Jay Prince Jr., who proudly waves the Mob Ties banner, has long been seen as untouchable in Houston, a figure you simply don't cross unless you're ready for smoke. So when Charleston stepped up to challenge both of them head-on, it wasn't just bold. It was like declaring war on an entire dynasty.
I don't know what type of town that wants to run something. That's a weak town. Don't know one motherfucker run nothing in Dallas nor Fort Worth. And surely not no entertainment like a Jay Prince kind of guy.
Yeah.
Jay Prince really don't run Houston. He's been a mythical figure in the entertainment hip hop culture world, but in the streets, in the prison systems, he's not recognized and identified as a mob boss.
He's not whispering rumors. He's exposing secrets that people in the industry have avoided for decades. He's flipping the script and shaking the entire foundation of Houston's hip-hop hierarchy. And here's where it gets wild. While some dismiss him as just another loudmouth chasing attention, others see something entirely different. They see a man with nothing to lose, and that makes him dangerous. Because when you've got nothing to lose, you'll say everything. Charleston White is the kind of man who says out loud what everyone else is too scared to whisper.
Hey, mob ties. No wonder everybody got to check in, y'all. Now I'm checking in with the police department. Police department told me, hey man, you got a problem with Mr. James Prince. Austin, we hear you got a problem with James Prince. Man, we scared of him. I swear to God, y'all, I just got the call from the Houston's mayor's office and the gang unit police department in Houston, Texas. They are scared of Rap-A-Lot. And this is what I'm telling the Houston Police Department. Y'all can suck my.
He doesn't just throw names around for shock value. When he calls out Jay Prince Sr. and Jay Prince Jr., he's pressing on something much deeper. This isn't just beef. It's a battle over who truly controls the narrative, who runs Houston behind the scenes, and who holds the power to silence anyone who dares to speak out. The real question echoing through every comment section right now is this: is Charleston just stirring chaos for views, or is he exposing a darker truth about politics, fear, and power in Houston? For Charleston, saying the unsayable isn't just a habit, it's his brand. Once a street hustler, now an unapologetic social media fire starter, he's turned his pain into a platform. His delivery is raw, messy, and sometimes brutal, but always real. People either love him or can't stand him, yet they can't look away. He thrives on controversy like it's oxygen, and that's exactly why this clash has everyone talking.
There's nothing like the Italian mafias like we've been seeing in the movies. So why? Who gives a mob tie? So I'm ignoring, but instead he's saying it on stage while I'm on stage. So how mob tie? Said this new nigga ain't. So I got these two dudes saying, take your mask off.
Then you've got the Princes standing tall on the other side of the battlefield. James Prince Sr. isn't just a name, he's an institution in Houston. He built Rap-A-Lot Records from the ground up, blending sharp business moves with street wisdom that earned him unmatched respect. He's not just an executive, he's a figure of authority, discipline, and control. Together, father and son represent more than just a bloodline.
Charleston White is more real than he is, this Officer Whack 100, because Charleston White tell you he a rat and he gonna call the police and he gonna do all of that. This rat 100 dude slides up on the real ones and portray to be something that he not. You know what I mean? Which makes him more of a threat. So my advice to the hip hop culture with individuals like him, don't let him know where you at when you go to LA, because we know what come with being rotten. You know what I mean? Let's delete the relationships with this wood rat. You know what I mean? Because he don't mean y'all.
They embody Houston's grip on respect, loyalty, and influence. And now, Charleston White is daring to test that legacy, out loud, for the whole world to see. Charleston has clashed with powerful names before, but when it comes to the Prince family, it hits different. He's taken shots at gangs, rappers, and even entire cities. But this feud is personal, and it's dangerous.
I hope all you goddamn low down dirty, and I'm gonna tell Jay Prince this here. I'm telling mob ties, nigga, like y'all can suck my. Do y'all hear that woman's voice? Do y'all hear the pain in that woman's voice? Now you been knowing this was a goddamn kids event for over a month, but because Jay Prince, because I refused to sit down with you, y'all called my manager and I told you I ain't sitting down with no. Now all of a sudden the mayor's office is getting calls. So you mean to tell me you put kids' life in jeopardy? Y'all calling the mayor's office and say, man, when we know it's a kids' event and he speak, we go hurt him at a kids' event. That's why I hate you, coward mob nigga. That's why I hate you, coward gang.
The tension between Charleston's raw, unfiltered truth-telling and the calculated, commanding presence of Jay Prince Sr. and Jay Prince Jr. is no small battle.
Nah, Houston is a player town, homie. Long as you don't check in to Jay Prince Jr. Jay Prince Jr. is the thing happening around him. Boy. Not the city of Houston. Jay Prince Jr. is trying to play gangster mob, homie, really discrediting his father's name and legacy.
You said LA's a place where rap.
Yeah. Any celebrity, any black celebrity.
I feel like Houston's the same way now.
Nah. That happened to Takeoff was just a fluke. But you can go to Houston and party and have fun all night. Go to different sides of Houston.
I mean, bro, we heard stories of the jeweler that got.
All that setup dealing with Jay Prince Jr. and mob.
It's two worlds colliding. The drama kicked off when Charleston claimed he was banned from a Houston youth mentorship event, something he insisted wasn't about scheduling, but about straight-up power moves. According to him, the Princes used their influence to shut him out completely. He went live, fuming, saying, "I hope all them gangsters watching, they don't want me in Houston." The energy was wild, and he didn't stop there. In a fiery live stream, Charleston accused the Prince family of working behind the scenes to silence him, using police, politics, and power to keep his message out of the city.
Prince is a mogul, but he don't have a mob, and he not a mafia.
You know, quote unquote celebrities checking in and things like that. I feel like a lot of people when
make that white boy check in. You make the white boy motorcycle.
They scared of my words, he said, pacing in front of the camera, his tone growing darker by the second. What started as frustration quickly turned into a full-blown war of words. He didn't hold back. Charleston called out J. Prince Sr. and J. Prince Jr. by name, mocked their status, and demanded they face him directly. He painted Houston as a city ruled by fear, hinting that even law enforcement bows to the prince's authority. And when he flashed his gun on camera, it was clear he wasn't bluffing. He was making a statement.
The city of Houston saying, hey, we hear there's some issues with Charleston White and James Prince. Don't you think it's a little too early to have this conflict? She said, well, listen, I'm not stopping my event. I ain't stopping my event. Miss Pap, all we saying is, do you think? So Miss Pap said, okay, Charleston, man, they calling me saying they getting some phone calls at the mayor's office. She said they getting some phone calls at the mayor's office. A bunch of phone calls that Charleston White is coming and him and J. Prince is having problems. This ain't got nothing to do with J. Prince's power and none of his influence, because he don't have that much power and influence. So Miss Pap said, listen, Charleston, it ain't nothing but these calling the mayor's office. And I said, okay, Miss Pap, I'm gonna hold back. She said, yeah, because I'm gonna keep my event going.
He'd rather go down swinging than be silenced. This wasn't just content. It was a declaration of defiance, live and unfiltered. Charleston's critics love to call him reckless, and honestly, sometimes he gives them plenty of ammo. But this time, he took things even further, mixing swagger with pure chaos. After being cut from that Houston mentorship event, he dropped screenshots and leaked messages from the supposed organizers, claiming they proved everything he'd been saying all along. Those posts sent shockwaves across social media. And when word spread that outside forces might have stepped in to block him, the story blew wide open. Now, the big question hanging in the air is this: did Charleston really expose a dirty behind-the-scenes power move, or did he just spin another wild tale for clicks and clout? Either way, it worked. What should have been a short-lived controversy exploded into a national headline. Everyone was talking, from YouTube to Houston's local radio, and the debate still hasn't slowed down. But what's making it even more explosive is the silence from the other side.
Guess what I said? Man, I want to talk to sit down and talk to her. If J. Prince want to sit down and talk to me, I'm bringing the FBI and the police.
J. Prince Sr. and J. Prince Jr. haven't said a single word publicly. Not one post, not one statement. That silence has only poured gasoline on the fire, leaving fans split as they try to decode it. Are the Princes trying to show Charleston that his words don't deserve acknowledgement, or is this a calculated power play, a silent flex to maintain control while letting him burn himself out? Houston's reaction has been all over the place. Some city leaders and locals brushed Charleston off as a drama-hungry provocateur chasing views, but others admitted something few are willing to say out loud. There might actually be a little truth buried in his madness, and that hint of truth is what keeps the whole city watching, waiting for the next blow-up to drop. Charleston's latest outburst didn't just stir the pot.
So why y'all mad? We watched him go hand out money, according to the FBI, to put on FBG Duckhead. Y'all still go ride with him? I hate to hear that song when he say the day took. Y'all still ain't gonna apologize to Miss Tuka.
They the ones who's making him famous and blowing him up like this, because they can't stop saying his name.
So do King Von get all the light, this demon? My mother told me, son, there's gonna come a time when not just black people, but people are gonna look at right and say right is wrong, and look at wrong and say wrong is right. This is that time? No celebrity gonna come out and condemn King Von. Them niggas who are riding with him. This is a documented, and he ain't nobody but us. HPD, because everybody know you got the police on the payroll. The FBI just can't infiltrate the Houston Police Department to get them. Everybody know James Prince got the Houston Police Department on their payroll. That's why when Trey and Zero was when them jumping on Trey, that's why they did it in front of the Houston Police Department, and the Houston Police Department never stopped it. Y'all noticed that in that video, right? Why would the Houston Police Department give James Prince and his son, who was open murder investigation, why would they give him the police report where they got...
It shook the whole city. His claims of being pressured and silenced have neither been confirmed nor denied by the Houston Police Department, only adding more mystery to the chaos. And the deeper you look, the clearer it becomes. The Prince family's influence runs deep through Houston's streets, studios, and even city politics. Right now, the hip-hop community is buzzing. Some artists and insiders warn that Charleston is playing with fire, that his words could trigger something dangerous in the real world. But others see it differently. They say he's exposing what most people already know but are too afraid to admit, that unchecked power has been running wild for far too long. Social media is split into two camps. One side calls Charleston reckless, saying he's stepping into battles way above his league and taunting people who could easily crush him. The other side praises his guts, calling him a rare voice unafraid to challenge the untouchables. Either way, one thing's clear. Charleston's controversy keeps him trending, with his feud against the Princes still front and center in every headline.
So when he did that, I'm steady talking. Yeah, Kobe Bryant jersey wearing, Michael Jordan. Then he proceeds toward the stage.
But underneath all the noise lies a bigger question. Is this just another internet spectacle, or is Charleston really pulling back the curtain on how deep power runs in Houston? For decades, J. Prince Sr. has been more than just a music mogul. He's been a respected name in community halls, business meetings, and even political circles.
I was gonna tell you, man, we in the championship. I was trying to get you to come out to the game.
Yeah. Now I ain't gonna be in till tomorrow.
Okay, look, the jacket ain't make it in yet, but I got the address to send it to you.
Okay, bet.
All right.
All
It'll
right.
be sweet, man. But yeah, man, man, we'll see you tomorrow, man.
I already bet.
What do I need to do? Do I need to just text you before I get there? Or,
Yeah. Just call. I call you when I get in. I get in real early, so I hit you tomorrow morning.
Okay, bet it up.
I bet.
Appreciate it, buddy.
Yeah. So y'all just heard it from Miss Pap yourself, man. Ain't nobody shutting anyway. Ain't no comedy show. I don't know where these niggas get.
And by dragging both father and son into this blazing spotlight, Charleston isn't just poking the bear. He's testing the limits of an empire that's been untouchable for years. If Charleston White's claims about canceled events, hidden pressure, and police connections are even halfway true, then we're looking at a power structure that stretches far beyond music, one tied to real influence, money, and control in Houston. The stakes couldn't be higher for Charleston himself. Every time he goes live and calls out names, he's putting everything, his safety, his reputation, and even his freedom, on the line. Sure, the scandal keeps his brand hot and his name in every headline, but it also paints a target on his back. When he flashed his weapon during that wild live stream, it only made things messier. Supporters saw it as him standing tall against the so-called untouchables, while critics said he was provoking a beast he couldn't possibly handle. They warned he's playing a dangerous game with forces that don't play fair. Meanwhile, the Prince family's silence speaks volumes. Some see it as a sign of power, the quiet confidence of people who don't need to respond. But their refusal to engage has forced Houston's hip-hop scene and the wider black community to confront some uncomfortable truths about accountability, loyalty, and who really holds power in the city. Whether Charleston is a fearless truth-teller or an out-of-control agitator, one thing is undeniable. He's sparked a conversation that others were too afraid to start. This feud isn't just drama anymore. It's a reflection of deeper fractures within Houston's culture, and the whole world is watching to see who dares to speak next. At its core, this saga isn't just about drama. It's about power, respect, and who's bold enough to challenge the system. Charleston White has turned himself into a loud, fearless voice of resistance, a man willing to risk his image, his safety, and maybe even his life to speak where others stay silent. But the big question now is, what happens next? Will the Prince family's silence continue, sending a message that Charleston's words aren't even worth acknowledging? Or will they finally break that silence and set the record straight? And what about Charleston? Will he back off, double down, or face consequences that finally quiet him? Whatever happens, one thing's clear. This isn't just internet gossip anymore. It's about who truly controls the story of Houston, one of hip-hop's most influential powerhouses. This feud has pulled back the curtain on how far authority stretches and who dares to push against it. These aren't just insults flying online. This is a cultural power struggle, live, raw, and unfiltered. So now, we want to hear from you. Do you think Charleston White is reckless for going after the princes or brave for saying what others won't? Is this a fight for truth, or just another viral moment in the never-ending cycle of fame and controversy? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share to stay locked in. Because trust me, the next chapter of this Houston showdown is coming, and you do not want to miss it.